welcome to the Contingency Plan Podcast. My name is Jedi Master David, and with me as always is Darth Austin.
Hello, everyone.
Back in the house, back to some Bad Batch, more comics that we may or may not care that much about.
May or may not be the ones we actually plan to read.
No, I think we're on the plan. At least I hope.
I mean, the comic has Jabba on the cover, so it doesn't really matter either way, right?
Yeah. Well, we are the detail guys.
Yeah.
So we care deeply about the details. Oh, goodness. Yes, folks.
Not on this one.
Well, yeah, so we're obviously back again. We're going to talk some Bad Batch. We got episode 13, Infested, and then we are going to take a look through the second issue in the Weapon of the Jedi series, again based upon the book from the lead up to Force Awakens. And then in the somewhat confusing canon of this War of the Bounty Hunters, I think we were supposed to be on War of the Bounty Hunters, the mainline 2, called Scoundrel's Ball. The Scoundrel's Ball. Whether that's true or not, don't know. No idea at this point. And I don't feel like looking it up either.
All I know is when you sent me the schedule, it said Jaina the Hutt.
Well, I think I was looking through, and I think I got confused, and I meant Jabba the Hutt because there is a standalone called Jabba the Hutt, right. And I think I got War of the Bounty Hunters, the main line, and Jabba the Hutt, and I compressed them together because the Jabba the Hutt one I think was the one that just dropped. So that was one of the new ones I had for you, which meant that came out Wednesday.
Well, after you would have sent that, so.
Yeah, so I don't know. The line is confusing, and again, we try not to be that critical, but I mean, I'm not like overly excited about this, and it seems like it's getting more and more complicated.
Yeah, it's forced at this point.
It's like, this wasn't the deal we made. Pray I don't alter it any further. So, yeah, I don't know. And then we actually have to decide today sort of what we're going to be doing for the next month because our old list is now out. This was the last one on our list. We are trying to plan better.
Details.
The detail guys.
Like what we're actually going to talk about when we record.
Well, we don't necessarily do that. Just, the main theme. So, yeah, we've obviously had, we have, 3 more episodes of Bad Batch, which is crazy to think about that we've been doing this for 13 weeks. Well, technically 12 because we sandwiched 1 and 2.
Sure.
So, yeah, that Bad Batch is coming to an end is kind of crazy. Ton of comics, and we're probably going to try and get more into books after that. I would imagine that's sort of vague.
We should have a couple coming up here soon.
I don't know about new.
No, but we had talked about doing. Well, I know we have New Jedi Order, and then there was another book that you wanted to do.
Yeah, A New Dawn.
Yeah,
the lead up to Rebels. Yeah, I did want to get into that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just been kind of a while since we've really done any. I mean, A New Dawn is canon, but like our non-canon series, it's been quite a while since we've did anything with New Jedi Order.
Yeah, it has been. I think we had one scheduled last month, and we ended up canceling it because we were kind of just burnt out on books.
Yeah, no, you're right. We did. Well, was it? I don't know. I don't remember the specific reason. I mean, I know we were getting burnt out just in general. I mean, books are fine, but I think we were just. I mean, I know I had a bunch of different books to go through, so yeah.
When you think about it, it's hard to imagine where this channel's come from because we're literally just reading 1 chapter per week, and we've gone from that to saying that we need a little break from books. We've just really diversified quite a bit.
Well, I mean, at the time, Vector Prime, I think, was one of those books that could be done chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
And then we just decided it's like, yeah, but the rest of these don't. I mean, there are some, but yeah, no, I think that was too much. But you're right. I mean, that's how we started the podcast, was just really a reread of New Jedi Order. That was the whole thing with the podcast. But, honestly, what really changed that was the movies.
Yeah.
The
explosion of content afterwards, too.
Yeah. I mean, Last Jedi, Solo, Rise, all that stuff kind of coming out, and we just threw our hat in the mix for that.
Mm-hmm. We've kind of just been, I don't know, pulled along by the tornado for quite a while, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's nice to kind of slow down and get back to what we're really wanting to do with this channel, but it's been fun.
Well, I mean, we covering the series is fine. It's obviously stuff we're going to watch. Future with Obi-Wan and Mandalorian, and I mean, honestly, who the heck knows anymore about the other series? One of those sort of like terrible Mike Zero takes. I saw somebody say, "Oh, I've heard from, boots on the ground that Kathleen Kennedy is going to be fired and like Gina Carano's coming back and all this stuff." It's like, yeah, I mean, I think actually the more feasible of the two would be Gina coming back. I could see that. But yeah, Kennedy, and then I went to like look, because there's always some basis behind this, but I don't know what that person was talking about. There wasn't a new Mike Zero video or anything out, so I can't even fathom where that came from. But yeah, it's every couple months. Kathleen's out, Jon Favreau's in. No, John doesn't want it. Dave Filoni's in. No, Dave doesn't want it. Kathleen's
Ahsoka's
back
taking
in.
over.
Yeah, the rumor mill is kind of terrible. But I mean, the thing was, that we've covered in the past. Everybody's talked about all these series. The Disney. What is it, shareholders meeting, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, that was like 9 different things.
Well, I mean,
between animes and stuff that's so far out you can't even really think about.
Right. Well, the only thing that really came to any fruition was Visions.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, meh.
Yeah.
Jedi samurai weeaboo, waifus. Whatever. I mean, I don't see it, but I'm not really an anime guy.
Right.
But okay, I understand why people do like it. But yeah, I mean, what was it? Rangers of the New Republic. I mean, Acolytes. What else? There was other things. I'm just
there
not
was quite
remembering.
a few. You had Ahsoka.
Yeah, true.
You had Kenobi. You had Rangers, Acolyte, Vision. I know there was 9 in total.
Yeah, I feel like there's. I can't even think about it. Oh well, there was the shoot. What was it?
Mando season 2. Obviously.
No, the director who was like talking about Top Gun, Star Wars Top Gun.
I don't remember that one.
Maybe I can like Google search Star Wars Top Gun. I just remember that there was a trailer, like a reel of her like getting out of a car, and then there's like a jet or something. Yeah, that's shoot. That is bugging me because I cannot remember. And I'm not going to find it. No, it's just a bunch of like mashups with like Luke, probably with Highway to the Danger Zone, playing in the background. It doesn't matter. I mean, I can't remember what, and that might have been Rangers, maybe.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter. But anyway, well, it does matter, I guess, to some people. I just remember the release, and like she gets out of like a flight suit. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if she gets into a car or if she gets into a plane. One of two paths. Either she gets out of a plane in a flight suit and gets in a car, or she gets out of a car with a flight suit and gets into a plane.
Right.
It doesn't matter, but I know a lot of the memes was like, "Oh, it's going to be Star Wars Top Gun." It's like, yeah. Rogue, is it like a Rogue Squadron or what is it?
I think there was maybe a Rogue series.
Whatever, I don't care enough.
Although we might be just thinking of Rangers, honestly.
Yeah, we're detail guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, there's stuff coming. I think probably the most interesting, at least to me, is the Kenobi series.
Yep. Getting closer.
Well, there was some rumor that Tamir Morrison is potentially was cast as Commander Cody.
That'd be cool.
So they were talking about maybe having Commander Cody in the series, which, yeah, I think I remember you saying last week, Cody was one who didn't get any more like extra love, even despite
really
the fact,
didn't.
that he was obviously in the series. So I don't know. At least I think canon wise, though, I thought Cody was actually one that stayed like really loyal to the Empire.
Yeah, he was like one of the last ones. Well, I believe he dies still serving
Yeah, that's
the
what
Empire. But, I mean, it's right before they finally phase out the clones, I'm pretty sure.
I thought. Yeah.
It's either that or, like, he's betrayed by some of his subordinates or something like that. I can't remember, but I wonder how they would tie him in. That'd be pretty interesting. Because as far as I know, he never loses the inhibitor chip. Although now, with Bad Batch putting all that into question, who knows?
Yeah. Man, it just says his final fate is unknown, at least in one source. So I don't know. Maybe maybe they will try and build out more of a legacy for the character. Because obviously we saw in the prior episode where clones are starting to turn. The inhibitor chip is not working anymore, apparently. So who can tell? Maybe they'll write more history.
Does that mess up anything in canon, though?
Well, see, that's what
I was wondering about that the other day. Like,
that's what I'm kind of trying to scroll through this just for Cody. This site has a lot more just general stuff. Yeah, whatever. I think this is kind of like a deeper dive that I don't really want to do right now. Oh yeah, no, there was I think that the last thing was, he participated in the enslavement of Kashyyyk, the Wookiees. I think that was kind of one of the last things. So yeah, I mean there's a possibility. Maybe Kenobi, I don't know, helps turn him or sees him one last time. Because I mean they were obviously buddies.
right.
So I don't know. I don't know, but a lot of people that there is kind of a back and forth on the whole Kenobi thing where it's like, well, Kenobi, he can't have new adventures, or it's just going to be all Force stuff, or he's going to have a bunch of new adventures and there's going to be no Force stuff. So
why can't it be both?
Well, yeah, and that's the question. But the problem is that I think you have to be really careful about overwrite with any sort of future Kenobi stories. We had discussed in the past that we think there will be adventures. Like he probably just didn't stay put on Tatooine. But
well, how compelling of a show would it be if he did? Honestly, I mean,
well, it would have to be like one short mini movie,
right? Like what? How much can he really get into? Other than, I mean, obviously the iconic line about Mos Eisley. Maybe he's dealt with a lot of stuff in Mos Eisley Spaceport, but I don't see centering an entire show around it.
You just see him at his table smoking a bunch of death sticks, drinking whiskey, space whiskey.
It's like Valancourt finally tried those death sticks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Think about this for a second. Just, we've already seen it, but what if, they live action the fight with Maul?
The choreography would be pretty easy to learn if they do a 1-for-1 on Rebels.
Yeah, and I don't remember.
It would be kind of epic, though.
I don't think they will. I think they're going to keep that in the cartoon, which honestly was really good. But
do you think we'll get a setup scene for Crimson Dawn through that if they did do that? Because I feel like that'd be the only reason they do it.
I hope not.
Like we'd see Kira in it for no reason whatsoever.
I hope
learning of his death.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't do anything with that. That wouldn't make much sense to me. I mean, I think we're going to get his learning of how to actually join the Cosmic Force, become like a ghosty ghost, and
see Liam one last time.
Yeah.
That would be pretty epic.
Well, I mean, I could see that. I mean, I think Liam Neeson has been out there saying he would be open to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make sense. Yoda stuff. We would have to have something in there about how Luke even knows who he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see some adventures. But it really does all depend. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be good. But I can't remember that. It's very few episodes, if I remember correctly.
Is it like 4 extra long episodes?
Yeah,
I
I don't really remember. I don't think anything has officially been said about that, but I know that like I want to say it was like maybe like 4 or 6, but anyway, detail guys. So anyway, after that riveting conversation, how's your week?
On to the next riveting conversation.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot happened. I've been working some 10-hour days, so Monday I came to pick up the pressure washer from you and
Right.
jumped right into work after that. We've been doing a little work on her sister's house. They're doing an addition, so I need the pressure washer to clean off footers. It was a fun day. Real fun day.
Yeah.
But other than that, just work, and then obviously came early today for a little bit longer recording session.
Yeah, for sure. And then we're gonna go watch baseball.
Yeah,
Baseball.
I did have a nice Ricky Bobby night the other night. I went to Applebee's.
Oh my God, Applebee's.
Only because went back to our hometown to do a little steak and shake, and
Yeah.
they are closed. Thanks to COVID.
Yeah, we actually talked a bit about Steak and Shake. You know, there are a lot of debates on the internet. We even talked at one point about doing like a chicken sandwich shoot off for my other channel.
Which right now is really the time to do it because everyone's obsessed with chicken sandwiches. Everybody
has one.
It's crazy.
And you know what? Underrated. McDonald's chicken sandwich is underrated.
True.
It actually is. That might be my favorite menu item on McDonald's. Their new chicken sandwich, not the McChicken, which is good on a McGriddle. But like their new chicken sandwich, not bad for what it is, for where it's from, not bad. Because I've never really cared for Burger King's chicken sandwich. Wendy's is okay, but I've had some experiences with not great quality chicken. You know, but then we also have access to like Chick-fil-A, which is really good. We have a Popeyes. I've never had the Popeyes sandwich, but we do have one.
Want to go to Popeyes before we go to the game?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the KFC one's not bad. It's not. I mean,
it's the best looking one in the advertisements too.
Well,
I mean,
sure.
They put some effort into that.
It does look good. And then, I don't know. I think that's about it in the real like chicken sandwich wars. I mean, Cane's has a chicken sandwich, but it's just 3 chicken strips on a bun.
Yeah, that's not really a chicken sandwich to me.
I remember at one point, like a long time ago, in one of my other positions I held at work, we did get departmental Cane's, and you know. They obviously chicken and all that good stuff, but they sent the toast, but then they also sent buns. Yeah.
Who wants buns?
Well, because chicken sandwiches. See? You put the chicken on the bun.
No.
Just
Toast.
want that
I would
Texas
put it on that
toast, man.
toast.
Yeah, heck yeah. So, but no, yeah, there is a ton of fast food offs. But yeah, the McDonald's chicken sandwich underrated, but Steak and Shake is actually, I think Steak and Shake's good.
It's one of the best burgers you can get without going to an actual restaurant.
When it's super cheap. Yeah. It's actually super cheap. And their fries do kind of annoy me because they're super thin, but they're not bad.
But they're always crispy at least.
Yeah,
you never
true.
have to worry about soggy fries. You literally can't get soggy fries there.
No. But yeah, they are pretty good. But yeah, Applebee's. What did you even eat at an Applebee's? Like now I'm more curious about Applebee's because I haven't been one in like literal years and years and years.
Let's see. I got like a Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's got to be Bourbon Street if it's Applebee's. And then she got a half rack of their ribs, like with a sweet Thai sauce, which was, I like sweet Thai, but it wasn't good for that. It just doesn't work with ribs.
That's that's just fascinating to me. I
tried to convince her to do the riblets because I know that was always Dad's obsession when we went there.
True.
But she wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, Applebee's, TJI, Fridays, those sort of they're just dying. And
I do like Fridays. I think they're a little better quality than most of those.
Yeah.
Like O'Charlie's and Ruby Tuesdays and all of that.
I think I did go to an O'Charlie's.
Never liked O'Charlie's.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was fine. The one we went to, because it was like a company thing, it actually was kind of nice inside.
Mm-hmm.
The food was okay. I don't really remember the food, but I felt like okay, sure, fine.
You ever done Cheddar's?
I mean, not in a very long time. There's no Cheddars around here.
Mansfield still has one, but
Yeah, no, I haven't been to a Cheddar's in a long time.
I feel like if you were to pick between all of those, they're probably the higher quality of the bunch. But
yeah, well, that's fun. Yeah, my week hasn't been
But I'll
much different either. It's just been kind of another week. Yeah, just work mainly. You know, kind of fielding some calls from a friend of mine who, you know, owning a home but not really handy savvy. You know, so it was kind of funny. She probably would kick me for telling the story, but dishwasher problems, and it was running. It was like just kept running. It wouldn't drain. I think she finally got that sort of, you know, I guess at least fixed. We'll see next time she runs a load if I get a call. But like the other one was like, how do you take out a strip screw? Well, let me tell you about something. You know, so yeah, the fun little homeowner questions are always kind of fun because obviously, you know, that's stuff you just have to learn.
yeah. Did you tell her first you get a rubber band, and then when that doesn't work, you
Well, no, I led off with, well, if you're handy with a drill and you have a normal drill bit, you can do it. But if not, go to Lowe's and or Home Depot and get yourself one of the screw removal bits. You know, the two-sided with the swirl or the square. Just do that. That's
you just
easier.
need the bit and a hammer. That's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it a ton of different ways, but you know, it just all depends on your skill level with the drill, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was kind of funny. But no, not a whole lot. I've just been finishing up a lot of things at work and trying to get some people hired for another position. So, yeah, fun week. What do you think? Comics or Bad Batch?
Which one are you more excited about?
I mean, I think
Weapon of the Jedi was probably the favorite of the three things we went over for this week. So
let's just roll Bad Batch. I mean, we'll just get that. So episode 13, Infested.
Feeler.
There, you know, before I watched it, I did notice a lot of people online saying it was filler episode. Kind of surprising the amount of people that said it was a filler episode, but it is what it is. And essentially, we get the Bad Batch coming back from a mission, and Sid's. And you actually fell asleep as I was doing my rewatch of it. Omega said, I think the word that she said was parlor, Sid's parlor. But the way she said it was like really heavy. And I was just like, her what? What did you just say? But I'm pretty sure it was a parlor, but you know, her bar basically. And we kind of enter the city and we have a lot of guard, you know, these weird helmeted guards. But again, the parlor was taken over by, was it Roland Duran, a Deveronian. And, you know, we were trying to like figure out, it's like, is this person relevant?
And no, he's not.
No, well,
and the whole clan is not relevant.
He's not, they're not real. Yeah. The Duran crime syndicate, Issa Duran, I was like, the names sound really familiar, but they didn't wind up being anybody. But essentially, I mean, I guess to make a somewhat longer story short, because this one actually got back to feeling like it was longer.
It did feel quite a bit longer. I was kind of doing some tasks as I was doing my initial watch this morning. And I just kind of look at the time. It's like, where are we at? Because I feel like it should be over by now.
Well, it was still only a total of 26 minutes. Obviously, not all the 27 minutes.
I think they just filled it better than with a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
You don't have like a lot of walking scenes and whatnot.
So that is kind of a compliment. Kind of.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what we have, it just seems like things have been flying by. But anyway, so yeah, Roland is...
He's a scrawny Deveronian, isn't he?
Yeah, kind of. You know, well, I'll talk about the other thing that I thought about at the end. But so he's taken over Sid's bar. They don't know where Sid is. Omega's like, we got to help her. she's our friend. It's like, well, is she? And then of course she shows up and she's in the ship, and we gotta save Sid's bar. And I mean, again, not to condense too much, but like basically Roland is paying off the Pikes with spice, and Sid wants to steal the spice and get rid of it in order to screw Roland, but they're not smart enough to avoid the Pikes and Roland, and so that they get involved at the end of the episode and have to get back the spice to pay off the Pikes to free Roland, who now we're supposed to care about because he's got a heart of gold, even though he's a crime guy and dealing in spice.
Two things there. Why wouldn't you just take the spice and make your own deal?
Yeah, and that's where...
That's a absorbent amount of spice. It's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
This is Scarface level spice.
Yeah, the believability to me got a little bit off for some reason, but I guess to roll through, Sid has like secret tunnel to her office, so they're going to take these carts, Indiana Jones style.
But there's like these weird creatures that are terrified of light.
Yeah, there's like an infestation on Ord Mantell, which coincidentally, I, for some reason, did not know the planet's name that they were on. It's Ord Mantell. I mean, we've heard of that before. And yeah, there's an infestation in their mine shaft thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, we steal the spice, which coincidentally, so we've never exactly seen spice. I mean, there was a grainy picture that you pulled up, but like
you kind of see like the aftermath of smoking spice, and it's always like a red mist. But
like, is it smoke? Is it? I mean, what are we doing with spice?
Vape or something? I don't. Well,
Vape Natio.
I forget where I've seen it, but I've seen like almost hookah devices.
Yeah, sure, we get
So.
Well, I mean, to be honest, again, kids genre.
They can only show so much.
We're not going to sit here and talk about drugs, but I mean, spice.
I am surprised they actually showed the bricks of spice.
Well, and when they opened that, and when you said Scarface, I was like, because we made the joke.
Hunter's just gonna take his knife and cut it open and check.
Oh, it's in all the '90s movies, they always had to taste it.
Yeah.
It's like, they just rub their teeth. It's like put it up their nose and all around. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. But, it's like, it kind of like looked like a big old thing of, cocaine, basically. It's like, oh, this looks like maybe something we didn't need to put in here. It's getting a little real.
Right.
On that front.
But honestly, like, this episode made me question Sid a bit because, like, it always seemed like Sid was really well organized and had a lot of things going for and set up properly. And she's super incompetent in this.
Well, she seems like super small time. That's kind of the vibe I got. It's like, oh, she's more of a small time operator than what we kind of were led to believe. Not only was she able to be just kicked out of her office or her bar parlor, but she also, I mean, really, really backs down to the Pikes, which, by the way, I don't think we mentioned the Pikes. They're Pikes now.
Yeah. Which the Pikes to me aren't very intimidating. And
we know a lot of the aftermath with the Pikes, so yeah, they kind of came off as B words to the like Jedi and everything like that.
Well, and also they even mention here Sid's part of a crime syndicate on Mantell. It's literally named after the planet. So are they really that much lower than the Pikes that they're terrified of them? Like, how high up is she? Does she have no pull with the leaders to protect her? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, that's not... Yeah, I didn't really focus too much on that personally, but yeah, I get it. So...
Not that I really want to, like, get into that in the last 3 episodes, obviously, but it's just kind of odd.
Yeah, exactly. It is a little odd. But anyway, so they are able to steal the spice by distracting Roland, by taking his pet. Like the two guys who were just in the bar all the time, they took his pet.
And then they say, the continuity in this, quick, before he gets back, it's like he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
He's literally the only one who stayed.
Yeah. So they're, spice napping. And eventually they're found out. And in Indiana Jones fashion, the bad guys, I guess, are after them on carts, and then they wake up the hive and people die.
Yeah.
And the spice effectively is just thrown down into the nest, so to speak. So at this point, I'm actually we usually put the episode up here. I'm just kind of fast forwarding through it a little bit, as much as Disney Plus likes to do that. So we have Roland, who is confronted by the Pikes, and what are we gonna do, and all this stuff. It's like, oh, give me more time, classic sort of at blaster point thing. Give me more time. You're out of your depth. It's not as entertaining, but anyway.
I just thought of why we heard this name before. Kip Duran. That's probably what we're thinking of.
That could be. That's a good call from the books. Yeah. I'll be darned. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Roland surrendered, and then here's where it gets stupid to me. Sid and the Bad Batch just barge back into the bar as the Pikes are leading out Roland, and the Pikes have also killed all of Roland's men, it looks like. So this doesn't make any sense. You watch to make sure they're gone.
Wait like 2 days, What's the rush?
Yeah. Because now Roland's told the Pikes that, oh yeah, she's the one who stole your spice, and the Pikes confront him there. It's it just seems like you could have done this better. And then here's the next thing here, which again, we know a little bit about the Pikes, but so the Pikes, like, they're like, oh, you're gonna leave the kid here while you go get my spice, and then everybody's weapons drawn. So 3 Pikes versus the 4 Bad Batch, maybe Sid with her staff.
How do they kill all of Duran's men, by the way?
Well, I mean, the Pikes are vicious and all, but it's not like they have like superhuman anything. So my thing is like, just blast the Pikes.
Right.
But of course, I will say this though, it is smarter the way they go, just because where Pikes are, more Pikes will come, basically.
Right.
So if they did kill them, then it's more like a down the road, but it sort of almost felt like on the first watch through that Sid is sort of saying, yeah, they'll kill us now. Right. It's like, hold on a minute. Elite troops versus 3 Pikes. I don't really know. I don't know how that all works out. And this is where it starts feeling long to me. Like, oh, we have like an act 3, basically.
Right. Well, it almost feels like when they walk in there, it should have been fast forward, and then they just set up shop again and all is well.
Yeah, exactly. That seems like how it would normally go. Well, that's not how it goes, so they have to go get the spice containers that's now in the nest, and of course, nothing is ever going to happen. We're not going to encounter these creatures again.
The infestation's definitely gone, right? And they didn't eat the spice.
It was so stupid. It's fine, but yeah, they secure the containers, but they accidentally knock into one of the carts, and then that jangles around, and the creatures come up, and Tech has devised a light bomb, which of course we saw coming, which was cool. Graphically, it was neat. Yeah. I thought it was graphically done pretty well. And here's the other thing. We actually pointed this out. Why is Wrecker so winded all the time?
I know. He's so burnt out in this episode. He doesn't mention his fear of heights, which didn't make sense. And now he's just a weakling.
Yeah, he has no cardio.
Yeah.
I mean, I get he's muscles and everything, but
you can't skip leg day every day, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Whatever. But anyway, everything winds up being okay. The Pikes don't want to mass murder everybody. They do take Duran's horn, which then brought me into mind of Vizago. And I was like, oh, wait. Oh, no. And then eventually I was like, no. They're different people. But Vizago had a broken horn, which he was a part of like the Broken Horn clan or syndicate or whatever you wanted to call it. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the episode. But, yeah, they try to do this sort of sympathy thing for Roland. But he's like, he's a criminal. He's dealing in spice. I mean, this isn't like good stuff. Like, when did we... Are we decriminalizing spice in the Star Wars universe?
We're super progressive here.
Yeah, spice progressive. But I'm about to sneeze. Whew, that almost got me. Right in the mic, too.
They would have loved that.
Oh, I'm sure they would have. But this interaction with Omega and Roland, it's just like, what? It is a parlor. I saw it on the thing. So she calls it Sid's parlor.
Pala.
It was even more heavy than that. And yeah, she. I remember a friend of mine talking about kind of Omega being a little bit of like a Wesley Crusher, and in season 2 of Star Trek, Wesley Crusher they do all these like almost PSAs about like violence and drugs, and it's like, well, why would you do drugs? Well, let me tell you about drugs, Wesley. Some people just want to run away from their problems. And it was this crappy PSA stuff to, get kids or whatever.
Right.
And we are almost kind of doing that with Omega right now. It's like, she's a criminal. You're a criminal. Are we criminals? And so it's like, I don't know if I care about that direction enough. I just kind of want her to shoot her energy bow and be like a BA at something, maybe.
Which she hasn't for how many episodes now?
Yeah, she carries it, gets it taken away, and then, it doesn't really... I just want to see her shoot the bow.
Yeah.
Rapid fire bow shots, like Sid.
Is it bad that I think it'd be awesome if you finish the season off with Rampart just getting shot through the eye with her energy bow?
Shoots him in the knee. Took an arrow to the knee.
Or Crosshair, and she's just like, I'm Crosshair now because I shot your cross.
Oh, God.
Hair.
You did well. He's got that bullseye around his eye, and she
Yeah.
hits him in the eye. It's like bullseye. You could
I'm
make
the team sniper now. Bullseye.
whatever. Well, anyway, what else do we really have to say about the episode? It was okay.
There were some things about that were cool. Like it was meatier. We actually got quite a bit of content in it.
Sure.
I just didn't like how it made Sid out to be this like
Underling.
dumb, mismanaged. I mean, how does she have nobody to protect that place while she's gone?
Right.
Like you think about it, Duran brought a complement of, I would assume, paid paid mercenaries to take care of the place, and like Sid doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Just her 2 friends who are playing their game. That's basically it. She's just not prepared for any of this stuff.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense. And by the way, like Echo is nobody anymore. Like we don't even really talk about Echo. He gets a couple lines,
speak
but
really, and he doesn't use any of his.
He shut a door. He did lock a door.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just kind of non-existent. He's like a non-entity character.
Yeah. And we haven't even had an episode about him.
Well,
They don't
really do that hyper-focused episode stuff very much anymore. I mean, that was kind of, some of the problems I had with the Star Trek Discovery series, where they never focus on any characters, and I think that's just because sometimes a lot of these characters are just so one-dimensional that I don't know. But yeah.
Which is weird because he wasn't one-dimensional in Clone Wars.
No.
Like before he got captured.
That's just different television, I guess.
Yeah. Same with Tech, though. Tech doesn't really get a whole lot. He has his one-liners, but as far as character development or fleshing him out,
no, there's not so much of that, but he always comes up with some sort of thing in an episode, like this was the light bomb.
Yeah. He's basically the MacGyver of the episode.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, very true. Well, anyway, that was Bad Batch. Anything else we want to talk about before we move to comics?
No.
Okay. What do you rate it?
Doing out of 10, right?
Yep.
Oh. I don't want to say it wasn't a good episode, but I feel like 8's too high. Honestly.
6.8.
That's what you're giving it?
Yep. It was fine, but it wasn't great.
I'll give it like a 7.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Scoundrels Ball.
Abs.
Yeah.
So many abs.
Yes, Hutt abs.
Must be nice to get abs from eating like rats and mice and doing spice constantly.
Yeah, for sure. So, what did you think about the animation style of this?
Specifically, Kira.
No, just in general. I mean, these first panels and everything, it's very bright. It
Yeah.
almost seems a little retro.
Yeah, it definitely got like almost like a. It's almost like when you go back to origin stories of comic book heroes
Yeah.
like Superman or whatever. That's what it felt like to me.
Well, there's this Boba Fett's in here, and his feet are white.
Yeah,
It's like you just kind of stopped animating him
yeah,
or illustrating him.
yeah. Kind of weird. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first half of the art style. I did like the big Scoundrels Ball page. Thought that was kind of cool. The art style in general was not all that great, whether it be specific people or background.
Well, I do think
Kira was okay.
Yeah, I think that the first panel Kira is pretty good. But
Kira's never really a problem. Bosk is a problem.
well, there is some lo-fi. There is some lo-fi in here, but basically, as far as stories, okay. So we're at the ball. We're bidding on Han Solo.
Yeah.
All the scoundrels are here, which is why it's called the Scoundrels Ball.
We've got the Hutts, we've got the Pikes, Black Suns.
Yeah, the Empire as well, under the direction of the Administrator.
Technically, we have the Empire twice.
True. Yeah, we'll get to that. Boba Fett is outside trying to get his way in. He wants to steal a ticket or whatever from people, and it's Bosk in disguise. Oh, I got you now. No, you don't. I blew off your legs.
You're not going to kill me, right? You've known me since I was a little broodling trying to kill my father.
Yeah,
I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to set you up to die.
but I'm cold-blooded. So am I.
Too. And it's not from my race just because I choose to be.
Yeah.
Oh, so hard.
I kind of see what you mean about Bosk. His eyes are super big.
Yeah, it's like anime eyes.
Yeah. Well, Bosk's sort of ambush doesn't work. Boba Fett literally blows him up, blows his legs off, ties him to a spike, a little spire there.
Which is kind of cool. It's nice to see that level of gratuitous violence when allowed on a character.
Yeah, a little bit. We also have somebody and Sana Staros.
Yeah.
I don't know who this person is, like who this overly Americanized brunette is, but this is not Dr. Aphra.
I don't even recognize between this panel and this panel. They don't even look
Yeah, I know.
alike. It's pretty bad.
Well, the only reason why I knew it was Dr. Aphra is because Sana Staros has been pretty consistently animated. I keep saying animated, illustrated.
Yeah.
But like, we've talked about this before. So Dr. Aphra is basically portrayed as Asian, but sometimes they give that, like, I find it annoying in anime when sometimes they like over Americanize certain characters.
Yeah.
You know, given features that wouldn't be technically accurate to their actual, like, who they are. And
Well, and just shade too. I mean, skin
true.
color is kind of off on
well, she's pink.
Aphra. She's always changing.
I mean, and again, sometimes this is print, you know, different prints look different, but I mean, she looks pink and she just doesn't look like Dr. Aphra. Again, the only reason I knew is one, because there's a little bubble that says, see Dr. Aphra number 12.
I didn't like that. by the
Well,
way.
no, I don't either, but they're trying to keep it straight. And then Sana Staros, and it's like, oh yeah, that's Sana, but who is this person?
Right.
Oh, it's Dr. Aphra. Hey, you there, you're trying to steal some stuff? What are you doing? Get your hands off me. What are you doing, trying to steal stuff? It's like, what was this conversation even about?
I thought there was a setup for something here. It's like, oh yeah, you're obviously a a clone because I recognize your voice from the old holovids. No, I'm not. Okay, obviously not clone, dude. And then you never hear about him again. It's like, what was the point of that?
Yeah, I'm going to grab you and make you drop your purple drink. And I mean, it literally is a purple drink.
Right. And like, who's it going to be? Who's going to be here? Rex? Like, why would they have anyone here?
I don't know. What are you here? Oh, you're trying to steal stuff? Oh, my friends. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my sweet party. We're going to bid on Han Solo, this guy that
You can kill him or not, and that's cool.
that I totally don't like, and I wasn't kissing secretly just now.
Oh, hold on. Let me just wipe this off his lips. There's no lipstick there.
Well, this does bring up a question. Is has Kira gone so cold now? Like,
Or does she have a plan
true, exactly.
to make some money and then free him?
Yeah, maybe, which doesn't happen
Right.
because we know what happens.
Right.
Movies. The Afra thing was just so strange. The dialogue was strange. The look, it does irritate me because I actually find myself liking
You want to like Afra.
Well, I mean, I actually have liked some of her arc in the comics a little bit more, and it's like
Her comic has been much more solid than the rest.
yeah, please just stop making her this generic looking person. Like, give her a look, stick with the look. You've done it with Sana, you've done it with other characters. Please just do it. Do it for Afra because she doesn't deserve.
She deserves more. She's fleshed out. She has.
She has a long.
She
pretty
has like
long
another
history by now.
75
the
issue
old-
comic
the old-
series.
Yeah, the old
and the
series.
audio drama, which wasn't our favorite, but still, she's fleshed out. She's not a new character. So let's stop acting like she is.
They just need to give her the look and make these artists stick to it.
Although I think it'd be funny at this point if we did like a Rick and Morty thing where someone did like into the Afroverse and they show all of the different versions.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Well, next we get the bidding that ensues, and essentially it culminates with Jabba giving $1 million bid for Solo.
Which is funny because like Boba's listening in, it's like, that's not much he was going to pay me for that.
Yeah.
What the heck? I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah.
But like at this point, what's his plan? Because Jabba's bidding on it. Jabba's won the bid, but he's like, I'm going to get my money back. It's like, but you're going to steal Han from Jabba now to then sell him back to Jabba? Like,
well, and that's why the last couple panels are probably more pertinent, because we start with Afra and Sana. If Han ever hears about this, he'll never shut up about it. 1 million credits? There's our cue. We need to do something distracting as she pulls out a little device, and then we move to the administrator. So much for no more bids, Administrator Moore. I thought you can't justify spending over 1 million credits to sing a prisoner. The Hutt's apparently rather strong-willed. Yeah, we all know that. You can't influence him.
I guess I didn't realize Moore was a Force user either.
There's some there. Yeah, her. What were they? Umbarans, I think. They have some weird thing about it's
Slight
not,
connection to the Force, but not a full connection.
I mean, she's not like, I don't think she's like Jedi, but I think that they do have like a Force sensitivity within them. And then, yeah, we get Boba up here, and then all of a sudden, just in random panel, oh, there's Chewie and Leia and Lando are here.
Which was kind of, they made the panel kind of confusing because it almost was like, are they still outside the building? Like, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's like, where is
are we?
everybody?
This is like a yellow and black backdrop that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. And then even like, is everybody hearing everyone now?
Right.
Who's talking to who? Leia's on the phone with Luke. It's like, oh, I'll call you back. And then we have this whole thing with like Jabba's like, wrap him up. I'm leaving, which is interesting. And then you get a black speech bubble's like, no. But who says no? Oh my God, it's Darth Vader. Captain Solo belongs to me.
We have some Death Troopers, which is awesome.
Yeah, always cool to see Death Troopers.
But I did think it was kind of funny because we already had some dialogue with Imperials. Like, why don't we just take him? Why are we bidding for him? It's like, well, we have shaky relations with all these syndicates and we want to keep it that way. And then Vader just comes and messes that all up. That's great.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
Which I don't see why the Empire should care at all about any of these syndicates. They could wipe them all out in a heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, that's pretty much the comic, and we assume that Vader is
He's probably going to get him.
leaving with this. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't
Maybe
see
they all
Jabba
fight.
get it yet. Jabba's just whipping his tail around and smacking Vader in the back.
The abbed Hutt is just like, stand behind me and my rockin' abs, fam.
This is one of the 3 materials in the galaxy that a lightsaber can't pierce. I have Beskar abs.
Oh my God, that'd be so stupid. Oh,
And then someone just shoots him. Oh, but that's my weakness. Blasters.
All you need is abs and family.
Are you tired of that yet, or are you still good with it?
So stupid.
I saw one the other day. It was a Harry Potter one. And it's like showing all the cool things he gets throughout the series, like the invisibility cloak and everything. And someone's like, "Oh, Harry's got so many things. What do you have?" "Family." And then it just goes back to Harry looking up at him with a tear in his eye.
Yeah. Good times. All right. Well, Weapon of the Jedi. Again, this is part of the adventure series. So kind of, I don't want to say dumbing it down, but condensing a book down for kids. And
Condensing yet pretty beefy comic.
it is fairly beefy. That's why it's a whole $1 more than all the rest of the comics. So anyway, we left off with Luke entering the temple. And well, this sort of temple, I guess. And now he gets to learn stuff like how to
pull a lever.
Yes.
That takes him a day.
How to pull a lever. I can't move the lever. But the interesting thing about this is we always kind of wondered about, okay, so how does he flesh out the use of the Force, right? Between, even going to Dagobah before that, because we kind of get this whole thing on like Hoth that he's advanced more.
Right.
And then obviously has his further advancement with Yoda.
And where are we in the timeline with this? This is
pre-5. Yeah.
Okay.
So he can't pull a lever, and then he learns his lesson, and then he pulls the lever. Pull the lever! And then he gets balls. There's a lot of balls. Training balls. Devices.
What he called it, but okay.
No. The remotes, the training remotes.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because a remote's something you control another thing with, but whatever. Who cares? This is space, the final frontier. I thought that probably one of the coolest things in this comic, though, is his learning around the remotes. Mm-hmm. Because he's kind of realizing some of the lessons he was taught by Ben, some of the lessons that the balls are trying to teach him. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing is that these remotes are actually, they're not
testing his skills.
It's a test. It's not really a training device. It's a test to see where he's at. Mm-hmm. And they light him up pretty good.
Yeah.
However, he does kind of make his connection with the Force. He stops relying on his vision, like Ben has constantly told him, because it's better to be blind, I guess, than not blind.
Yeah, and we even get to the point where he's being timed, and 3PO's like, "You've gone 3 hours without being his." Like, that's pretty impressive for his skill level.
Yeah, I was actually just was it? How long is since I was hit? No, it wasn't 3 hours. 6 minutes and 33 seconds.
What? I thought that was 3 hours, 6 minutes.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I also thought that too, so we both had a Mandela effect, but if you actually read the bubble, it says 6 minutes and 33 seconds.
Okay, that's more realistic.
Yeah, I think we were both speed reading, trying to get ready, but yeah, the whole thing is that it would have been better if it were 3 hours, because I would have been really impressed by that. But so
that'd be like Yoda level deflection skills,
right? Well, and that's always been the thing. It's like with enough blaster bolts, eventually a Jedi will be overcome.
Except for the original DVD release of Revenge of the Sith, where the opening menu is Yoda on a loop forever, deflecting clone trooper bolts.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, realistically though, a Jedi can only keep that up for so long.
When you think about the amount of insight and force ability required for that, is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you're getting constant, I don't know what you would call it, visions or inclinings from the Force within milliseconds of each other sometimes. And having to interpret that would be crazy.
Yeah, there obviously is a little bit of the foresight, letting the Force guide your motions as opposed to you guiding the motion, your emotions. But yeah, it's not going to be able to keep up forever. So anyway, and he does eventually get hit again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Quits for the day. Enough training. And then he's confronted by Imperials.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got you now, rebel scum. I guess we had to have a plot point, but whatever, it's fine. And of course the Imperials have Farnay, the girl.
Barney.
Yeah, that person. And then we get the scavenger back in, who is doing his best, Kylo Ren impression here, is coming in and
yeah. I mean, the scavenger had potential as a character. I was excited to see what I thought was a Jedi personally.
I don't think he's a Jedi, but I think.
Oh no, he's definitely not. But at first, when I saw him actually attacking the stormtroopers, that's what I was thinking.
No, and that would be interesting as well. But I guess not to get too far ahead, but Luke kind of defeats. I think we'll see it again. We'll see the scavenger again.
You think so?
Yeah, and like I said, we have not read the book, so we're just kind of condensed souping this as much as.
And what book is this based off of again? Do you remember?
Weapon of the Jedi.
Weapon of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like we said last week. It was one of the lead ups to Force Awakens.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, the scavenger is kind of able to clear house a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
I did like this one little tiny panel here where Farney throws a rock at a trooper. She just and it has the like a color line from where her hands to the trooper.
It's like an Ewok thing.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the dialogue here from the scavenger is kind of interesting. So you're a Jedi then? I don't think so. You don't have the skills. So what are you? What was the word the sorcerers used before the Empire came for them? Padawan. That's what it was, an apprentice. But what good's an apprentice without a master? Nobody's Padawan, the last apprentice of an extinct religion, care for a duel. I thought that was so. Nobody's Padawan, the last apprentice of an extinct religion. That was kind of a nice word jumble there. I like that.
Yeah.
And realistically, in this sort of duel, like Luke, he's not necessarily like coming off super well.
Mm-mm.
Again, it's always a struggle with Luke and even Rey as well. Fully trusting the Force, fully immersing in the Force. But again, they weren't really trained.
Sure. I mean,
from
he only had so much time with Ben anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Well, eventually the scavenger does blind Luke, which of course should be helping him because don't use your eyes, Luke. And then of course, on top of that, Scavenger also makes a mistake at trying to kill the girl, which of course is going to always upset old Luke. And then we get a little bit of an element of maybe some beast mastery, some
our most favorite Force ability.
These are kind of interesting creatures, Picrons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they remind me of. They're interesting lumpy things.
It's kind of weird. He had like a chest piece that it almost made it seem like the chest piece that he slashed was what was keeping him safe from the creatures.
Yeah.
Not so much that Luke was controlling them.
Yeah, well, he says, my control box. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe there is something more to that, but he falls down the pit, which is a classic Disney death. But I don't know. I think we'll see him again, maybe. Let's see here. What? Oh, can we just discuss this particular ruin?
Yeah.
That one right there that basically looks like Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it kind of ends after that. We get the lightsaber.
Yeah, pledge.
And I pledge to honor Obi-Wan's memory and learn in my father. Okay, guys, time to go.
We gotta go. Hold on. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So, again, this is going to be condensed, but it is still a fun little story. He's learning how to wield the Force a little bit better, fights some people, saves the girl, makes friends with some animal buddies.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in the next one.
Kind of achieves something, kind of doesn't at the same
True.
time.
Yeah, sort of. So there we go. Weapon of the Jedi 2.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of it?
It was fine. I mean, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I think we probably would have done better to just read the book.
Well, maybe we could do that afterwards and compare the two.
Nah, I'm good.
No.
Once I hear the story, I'm good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But is this the real story? It's just the abridged version, essentially.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, there we go. There's comics. Actually, you know what? We kind of zoomed through all that in a relatively short amount of time. Normally, we're much longer. So,
Yeah.
not that interested this week, I guess.
Yeah. I don't want to say we're getting burnt out on the comics, but War of the Bounty Hunters is...
Well, it's War of the Bounty Hunters.
Yeah. It's just not our favorite. I mean, I think if it was like an Afra comic or... Who knows, toss up if Vader would be something we'd want to talk about much or not.
Well, I feel like it's just because they're trying to elongate a story that really quite simply could be told much faster.
I kind of feel like I would enjoy them telling this story more if we did it in all the separate comics too.
Personally, I think it would be better if they just made a War of the Bounty Hunters main line and stopped bridging out into the other comics. Like, just stop the other main lines and just do this real quick.
Yeah.
And then go back.
Because following all the other ones is kind of going to be a chore now.
It's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Especially just checking to see if you're in the right one. Like, I'm sorry, some of these names, like
Sure.
Star Wars, War of the Bounty Hunters, Star Wars main line, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Star Wars, yeah. War, Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's gonna continue.
Yeah,
like they
probably
really
the rest of the year. I think, right?
I think it's for at least a few more months. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll cover it, I guess, until we just throw down and say no more.
Yeah,
but we're in it.
Yeah,
we're in it now.
Maybe, you know what? End of the year, we might think that this was a really satisfying story and it just had a really terrible beginning. I don't want to say terrible, but
it's just, you know, I think we don't necessarily always kick against the pricks, but at the same token here, we already know what happened to Han Solo. Yeah. And I don't know, you know, this is actually a pretty common thing. There are some storylines that people say, well, yeah, I want to know more. But it's like, but we already know what happened.
You can only flesh something out so much before it just becomes super boring.
Sure. But you could make that argument for Luke, because I've always advocated for, I want to know what happened post Return of the Jedi leading up to Force Awakens. Like, I want to know what he was doing. But some people could say, well, we already know what happened to Luke. He screwed everything up and he turned into a sad sack, and now he's milking weird things and spearfishing on his private island with his people, fish people.
True, but the difference is we wouldn't be focusing on those moments where he was learning to spearfish, whereas we're focusing right now on Han in his least interesting state.
Sure.
Frozen in carbonite.
Well, yeah, no, that it's true. You know, to be honest, it kind of feels a little bit like they said, okay, but like, who's the favorite character of most people? Han Solo. How can we do something with Han Solo
in this timeline,
but not actually have it be about Han Solo?
Yeah.
And I can see that. And again, I'm fine seeing Kira again. I just don't, it's like, it seems so surface level. I would rather just have that fleshed out than having to see Afra re-illustrated for the 10th time as some generic person, or like Abs the Hutt, or whatever you want to call him. I don't even remember the stupid Hutt's name.
Yeah,
that particular one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Abs the Hutt and Darth Vader out to kill his son's friends, and
for no reason.
And Boba the Fett. Boba Fett constantly saying, yeah. You know,
and fighting Bosk for the millionth time.
Yeah, and I'm so sick of Bosk. I'm so sick of bounty hunters.
Didn't you love that he had to point out, I'm a can't speak, Trandoshan, they'll grow back. Like,
yeah, good.
Yeah, cool. Bosk, I know.
Thanks.
I know you. I know what'll happen.
I mean, we just read about Skier with his tree arm. Right. We know. It's fine.
I don't know. It's just, I wish we didn't have to tie all these comic lines together because, let's be honest, the next few for every one of these is going to be super boring because they can't do much without messing up War of the Bounty Hunters. They can't take you that far away from this action into something else. Mainline Star Wars has been really great up to this point, and it's gonna suck here soon, I think.
Yeah, we'll see, but yeah, this is the story that they're telling. I get it. It seemed like an interesting premise at the time, but we'll continue on and try not to hate ourselves too much for doing it. But it's just meh at this point, and I'm kind of hoping for something to come up that makes it interesting.
It's almost one of those things where you'd like to just kind of leave it for a little bit for a few issues to come out and then speed read through all of them and then do a video to review all 3, 4, however many is left this month.
Well, I think
this coming month.
I think it comes down to, I think they're going to do something cool with Kira. That's the hope.
Yeah.
Or
kill her. But I'd be surprised if they did that.
That would be, that'd be strange. I don't know. I just don't know. So, well, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. I think we have mainline Star Wars coming up though, so
we have to check the schedule again. But yeah, there's several. They've just been piling up. The comic release schedule has been so heavy right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got another High Republic out there. We've got
we have 6 left to do. We have the Adventures line of High Republic as well. If we want to hop into that at some point,
we might bulk that one day if we need content. But yeah, we've got a lot more to go. So I guess, in order to keep this from rambling on, is there anything else we really need to talk about this week? Star Wars good for this week?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Well, folks, make sure that you are following us on the social media. We are on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at TC Plan Podcast. But we would really like to hear from you. Give us your opinions on some of this stuff. You know, Bad Batch, War of the Bounty Hunters, anything else, any theories that you might be having out there. And again, you can get on the social media and send us something there, or we have an email too. It's tcplanpodcast@gmail.com. So yeah, I think that's about it for us. So you guys have a great rest of your week.
And as always, may the Force be with you.